This is going to be a short little video that's going to save a lot of people very, very bad headaches. What you see here in front of you is the Ruger Mark III. If any of you have this weapon, you know it's a really fun .22 pistol. I already safety cleared it, so let's skip right over that. As a side note, you can see I marred up the handle pretty good when I was doing some tactical drills up in the hills, laying on some rocks, practicing kind of long-range engagements. And I've got a piece of tape covering up my serial number. So let's continue. The main purpose of this video is not to necessarily talk about the benefits or review this weapon so much as solve the problem of having this thing jammed up when you're trying to clean it or disassemble it. This weapon here is the opposite of a Glock as far as field stripping or disassembly goes. It's very confusing at best. It's really hard to do. It requires a mallet and different tools, and it's, you know, field strip, so to speak. It's tough to say it is because it does require so much. But really quickly, when you disassemble this, you actually take it apart right here. You pull this little lever back and it releases this spring mechanism here and pulls this pin down, and then you can go disassembling it. I'm not really going to get into that right now. What I will talk about is what to do if you put this together incorrectly and it's all jammed up. And if you have this weapon, I'm sure it's happened to you, or if you're watching this video, maybe you currently are sitting there with a jammed gun and you don't quite know what to do. I'm going to save your day. You don't need to call Ruger. You don't need to freak out or worry about it. I've got a 7 or 8 little step thing here that if you do, you will get that thing resolved. So first off, what you're going to want to do, let's pretend this is jammed up. This one currently is not. As you can see, there's no ammunitions in there. This one's not jammed up, but let's pretend the one you have in your hand is jammed up, meaning you can't either open this or close it, or it's just stuck and it's not in there properly due to putting it together incorrectly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the magazine. So you have your weapon with the magazine out. Then you're going to want to rack the slide back. Make sure there's no ammunition in there. I'm going to move the box for now, give me a little bit more space here. Then what you're going to want to do is go ahead and close the latch and open this little latch if you can. If it's inside the gun, open the latch. If it's outside and kind of stuck there, just keep it, you know, opened as much as you can. I realize it'll be kind of jammed up and not want to move very much. You're going to want to put your safety on fire. So make sure you put your safety in the fire position. Obviously, always keeping this in a safe direction, and we always know there's no ammo in there as well. Keep your bolt closed. Then you're going to put your magazine in the weapon. Okay? The important thing you're going to do next is grab a magazine and put it on the table that's about, you know, a 1/4 inch thick, or grab a couple magazines to help protect the barrel, because we're going to be smashing the barrel down and pretty firmly. And you don't want to necessarily do it on your table. It'll mess your table up, put little divots in your table, and you don't want to injure your firearm. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your hand on the barrel just like this. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. You're going to want to grip the weapon kind of like this and hold onto the barrel. And you're going to actually be pressing the trigger 5 times. And on the 5th time, you're going to hold it down. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold it. And then with your hand like that, remember to hold the trigger down. You're going to pop it on the book maybe a good 3 times if you need to. And that will release the tension inside here and allow you to properly seat this spring mechanism back here. There's really nothing else you can do. It'll be all locked up. If you were to take this to a gunsmith, they wouldn't even know where to begin to charge you. They'll be on some big hourly thing. I remember it's happened to me a few times, and the very first time it happened, I kind of freaked out and ran to a gunsmith, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be a couple $100 for us to even tear into this thing and really figure out what's going on, because there's not many places to access that." And I called Ruger, and they gave me those specific instructions. So they kind of sound silly, but they do work, and it's kind of shocking. So let's go over that one more time. So you're first going to make sure there's no ammunition inside there. You're going to remove the magazine, open this back latch the best you can. If it's already out of the weapon, swinging out, leave it out. If it's in there, open that as much as you can. It's going to be pretty well jammed up, and it's not going to let you move it much. Make sure your bolt is closed. Then you're going to replace the magazine. Make sure your weapon's on fire with your magazine on the ground. Grasp the weapon by the barrel right there. Squeeze the trigger. Make sure you're always in a safe direction. No bullets inside. Squeeze the trigger 5 times. And on the 5th, hold it down and maintain that held down the whole time, and then smack the magazines with it, and it'll release all the internal pressure. So make sure you hit it muzzle first, hit it pretty square and flat on the magazines, and with me it happened on the first smack. It popped right out and released the tension right there, but it might take a couple 3 hits. So I hope this clears it all up for you. These are great little guns, these Ruger Mark IIIs, but man, they are more complicated than you can imagine. Field stripping these things are it's pretty intense, and it's not that easy. And this is for the Ruger Mark III, as you can kind of see. It's in the .22 caliber. So if you have this weapon, I'm sure you've seen the frustration and been frustrated trying to take this thing apart, and it's really complicated and not that easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's a little easier. But this little tip right here with this little way to disassemble it is a lifesaver. And let me know what you think. If you have any questions or problems, don't hesitate to let me know. It's been another review by 801 Revolutionary. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to answer them. Thanks, guys.